Hello, friends! My name is Coco, and you don't know me, and I don't know you, but I am very happy you're alive today. Today is Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good day today. One thing I just kind of wanted to mention today is, there's a lot going on in our world. There's a lot. And I'm not going to talk about it necessarily. I can if you want, because of course I have opinions. But anyway, there is a lot going on in the world. But what I want to kind of talk about is no matter what's happening in the world, no matter what the opinions are, there is still a heavy amount of bullying going on. And of course, when I say bullying, people think of, adolescent bullying, which is very, very prevalent. And unfortunately, I feel like the kids nowadays have it way harder because, I was bullied growing up, but at least when I went home, they couldn't reach me. Where now, you go home and they're texting you and they're on your Twitter and they're on your Facebook and all this other stuff. So, it is a little bit rougher, I think, because they don't get a break. However, bullying still happens everywhere. It happens in the workplace, it happens on the street, it happens wherever you go. And I guess what I'm trying to say is no matter where you are, if you see an injustice happening, if you see a bully trying to pick on somebody, no matter what it is, you step in and you stand up and you say something, because you know what? We live in a world where a lot of people don't speak out anymore. And we live in a world where unless it's happening to me, then I'm not going to do anything. But just like PPC, just like with PPC, just because it's just happening to me doesn't mean that I'm not going to care about anybody else. And just like it's happening to you, it's not like you don't care about anybody else. You care very much about other people as well. And that kind of goes for everything. Even if, let's say, you see someone who supports a presidential candidate you don't like, and let's say you have these differences, and that person may have been with some words that were expressed, but let's say as you see them, all of a sudden some people are trying to pick on them or is trying to, either beat them up or whatever the case may be, based on their views, and things are getting a little too heated to where they can't get away and they're either emotionally being threatened or physically being threatened. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that you step up and you stand in, because I think in the world nowadays there's not enough of us stepping up and saying, you know what you're saying is wrong. And sometimes we don't got to step up and say like, all right, we're stepping up. You don't have to do that. But sometimes just stepping up and saying, no, you're wrong, you need to back up. And just standing up for somebody can mean the world to somebody, especially because sometimes you don't know what that person's going through. And maybe, just maybe, that moment would have been the moment that pushed them over. So, as I've been trying to say, give love, be love, do love, and share love. And we can make this world a better place. And I know that sounds like, as some people say, it sounds like hippie garbage and whatever, but it's true. We've really lost compassion in this world and caring for other people. We wait until we see it in a video. We wait until we see, that there is still good in the world. But the thing is that we can be that good in the world. We don't have to wait for a video. We can do that. If we see someone struggling about paying for their meal and we've got an extra buck or two in our pocket, hand it to them. Or if you see someone, you see a homeless person on the street and they're starving, you feed them or you give them money. Or, you see a veteran, you walk up to them and you say thank you. And some of the times they've got like some interesting stories to tell. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I go up to veterans a lot and say thank you for serving our country, And even that, my dad was a Vietnam veteran. He never got a thank you. So even when strangers come up and say thank you, it really changes his world. So, go out there, stand up to the injustice, stand up to the bullies. Even if you had different opinions of who you're standing up for, nonetheless, nobody deserves that kind of treatment. Nobody deserves to be treated anything less than human. And yet we live in a country and an environment where we are trying to stress the point that there are people beneath us, and that's not fair and that's not right. And you bet your ass we're going to stand up and say something about it. So my message today is that if you see injustice, stand up and say something, because if it were you on that other end, you'd be wanting someone to stand up for you too if you couldn't stand up for yourself. So I love you all. Do the best you can. That's all that anybody asks for. And remember, I am very happy you're alive today, okay? All right, don't go out there and kick any asses and say I told you so, but nonetheless, as my father once said, you don't start a fire, but you sure as hell finish it. So anyway, it may not be the best advice to give today, but anyway, like I said, I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? All right, bye-bye.